Good morning. Day 4 of quarantine here. Oh, I'm tired. Woke up, did my morning workout. Breakfast was already served, so I just went and grabbed it, and it's sitting here right next to me now, and cleaned it to make sure that the outside at least was good. Yeah, let's go ahead and crack into this. I got some work that I want to get onto, so I don't think this meal will be all too long. Okay, again, we have the cake dessert. This one, it looks like the cherry again. And then we have our fruit, a fork to go with it, and orange juice, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and swap this out for the one that I have in the fridge so that this one will be cold tomorrow when I eat it. And another sandwich today. Today's sandwich looks really different though. Let's see, I think it's this way. Yeah, this sandwich today looks really different, so I don't know. It looks like a flatbread, and I will talk more about it when I do the B-roll. So I think this is Jae-pong-mong, avocado, avocado potato, muffin. So I think that actually says avocado potato muffin. That is, I'm not gonna say purely a guess. Like I said, I've been studying all the letters. So day 4 of studying Korean, about 1 to 2 hours a day. You definitely make out some of the characters. It helps that I think they used English. I don't know how to call it. They use English kind of. So I think that does say avocado potato muffin. Mopin. Sorry. Said I was gonna make this quick and I'm like taking forever here. We have a hot soup. Wow, okay. That's actually warm to the touch, like hot to the touch, I should say. We have the hard-boiled egg, most other breakfasts. The tea. And the 2 coffees. Spoon to go with the soup. 1 water, 2 waters. So we have the waters, and that is it for the bag. Put that down to use as my trash can again. Crack these guys open. You know, it's funny. I don't know if I mentioned this already in another previous thing that I recorded, but I had a meeting last night at midnight and they were asking me like, oh, am I wide awake? Is COVID? And so my coworkers were asking me, am I going through some crazy jet lag? And I was like, no, I'm actually really tired. I mean, you wake up at like 6 to 7 every day and get ready for, you know, your day, and then by midnight you're pretty beat. I woke up this morning groggy because, I mean, obviously I went to bed at like 1 o'clock since the meeting was at midnight, and you know, the meeting went fine. It was good. A lot of information was passed, and I was just like, no, I don't think I'm jet lagged at all. And the point being is that I don't think I'm jet lagged because when I was traveling here, I didn't have the opportunity to be jet lagged. I left at 4:30 in the morning and didn't arrive until 9 o'clock Korean time, which is actually 5 a.m. So I left at 4:30 a.m. That's when I left my house at California, or woke up at California time. I arrived at 5 a.m. California time the next day in Korea. So I was literally up. I mean, I slept on the plane and stuff like that, but I was moving and doing everything that I had to for more than 24 hours. And that's also probably the longest I've ever had to wear a mask. I could not take off my mask from 5 o'clock a.m. when I arrived at the airport. Aside from like little stints to eat and whatnot, I couldn't take off my mask that entire time. I wore it at the airport, on the plane, at the airport in Vancouver, on the plane to Incheon, at Incheon, on the bus to my hotel, which was an hour, and then at the hotel lobby I wore it, and then when I got into my room at about 10 o'clock at night is really when I took off my mask, because it took us a while to check in since they have to do the COVID test and everything. You have to sign a bunch of waivers, you have to pay for your stay. There's actually quite a bit of process to that, but anyhow, let's go ahead and check out the food here. Smells delicious, and I want to get to the soup while it's still hot. But here is that sandwich I'm talking about. And yeah, it's a potato salad, and it's slightly green. I don't know if you could tell or not, so that would be the avocado mix. And then we have the potato soup that I was talking about, the hard-boiled egg, the fruit, the cake, and then the beverages right there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get cracking here. I forgot to take a photo last night for dinner, so I actually have a couple bites in before I actually was able to take it. So I'm not gonna make that same mistake this time around. Get my knee out of the photo. Done. Well, let's start with the soup, because that's actually what I'm most excited about, particularly because of how warm it feels. I noticed that if you go and grab the food immediately as they serve it, the hotter the food is going to be. I mean, I guess that also makes sense, right? Mm, yeah. Mm. Potato soup's just as good as I remember it from yesterday. It's not piping hot again. It's hotter than room temp. I would say it's hotter than lukewarm. So let's go ahead. Oh, I think this is supposed to be an English muffin, which is why it's the mopin on that. But yeah. Oh, and there's some jam in there too. I like it when they do that. They have that like sweet and savory type of flavors. Mm. Yeah, that goes perfect. And that totally is trying to be an English muffin. I say trying to be because I actually don't know what an English muffin truly is. I only know what the American English muffin is, and maybe that's actually where it's from. Maybe that's like more like a scone. I'm not 100% sure, but this is actually really soft and sweet, but it is definitely good. Yeah, that's delicious. The rest of this food I've eaten before, so I don't think I really need to do a taste test on it. These sandwiches for breakfast have been solid. Like, none of them have been bad. I mean, they're not amazing, but none of them have been bad. Also, last night with the lightly fried fish fillets, the pickles were of the relish flavor. I don't think I actually tried one, but I was surprised. I'm not really into sweet pickles, but they went well with the sandwich. I also poured a bit of the tartar sauce onto one of the pieces of fish and cut it in half and put it inside the half of the sandwich that I didn't take the bite out of. Ooh, excuse me, I got a little something in the nose that's trying to make me sneeze. And that was delicious. That potato salad that they had going with it and the fish fillet just perfectly matched each other. So that was like a great idea to just kind of mix and match some food to make it even better. Yeah, I just wanted to make a note of that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my breakfast here, swap out my orange juice for the other orange juice, I believe it is. Maybe it was an apple, I can't remember. Everything so far so good. Gonna finish this, get to work. Actually, I'm probably gonna take a shower because like I said, I did my morning workout and I haven't showered yet and I feel gross. Yeah, we'll check back in a moment. Okay, and we're back. It is lunchtime. They just dropped it out there. And, oh, let me grab my phone. I just went and grabbed it already and wiped it down. The time is 12:13. Been working all morning as well as chatting with a buddy to try to see if I could get the QR code that I need for when I go to restaurants. You need to check in. Now you could always just fill out all the paperwork at the restaurants. I just thought it would be more convenient to get a QR code. The apps like Kakao and Naver both kind of allow you to do that, but for some reason the phone number I have isn't connecting. And then just a side note, I did say that I thought my neighbor left, but I noticed either someone came in already or he never left because there was food out there just now when I was grabbing my food. So yeah, let's go ahead and crack right into it. We have one water and then one cider, which I'll probably go swap out with whatever's in the fridge again so that it'll get cold. Bowl of rice and a soup. This looks tasty. Looks like a spicy beef bento this time around with a few different, like a mushroom stir fry side. Looks like a zucchini kimchi, regular kimchi, some sort of meat patty. I really should look up what this root is. It looks decent. And let's go ahead and open everything. Now, just a side note. I don't know if it was because it was Monday or if it was because there was all that commotion over the weekend, as I talked about. Yesterday, there was an announcement. Oh, I think I actually already mentioned this to make sure that you were polite to the hotel staff and that they weren't going to turn down your bed. I'm for sure I said this now in one of the earlier videos. Kind of the funny thing is that it was only done on that Monday, so I don't actually think that is actually a something they do regularly. I think it was because someone was being rowdy. Wasn't able to beat it this time. That is the food announcement saying that we all got our food. I'm just unwrapping all the silverware, I guess you could call it. So please enjoy your meal slowly. Thank you. I don't think it's actually all too loud, so I think I could just continue here to get this going so that these videos don't get too long. I'm like starting to realize that each one of these is like 2 to 3 minutes, so it's gonna really cut into that the amount of time that I'm editing, not to mention these videos are gonna be extended. But here we go. We have the spicy, I think that's beef, it looks like beef. And we have the stir-fried mushrooms. Move the chopsticks here, and you can see that we have the kimchi as well as this root that's probably been stewed. We have the regular kimchi. So this other kimchi was the zucchini. It looks like zucchini. And then we have the meat patties, you know, and then the rice and soup. Pretty simple. So we'll go ahead and get this going here. All right. Let's go ahead and dig in. Most of this looks different today, aside from the kimchi, so give all of it a shot. We have the pork, like I said before, or beef, rather. Slight spiciness on the back end, really sweet. It's good. And it is, it's room temp, so it's pretty cold to the tongue. These are the mushrooms that I got on like one of the previous meals. That's in like a spicy stir fry. Yeah, it has a bit of heat to it. Like I could really feel that. Today's lunch is pretty spicy. The zucchini kimchi. Yeah, that's got a zing to it. It's sweet, but it definitely got a zing to it. And then the root. It has a real subtle earthy flavor to it. It's good. Regular kimchi. Same as always. And then this meat patty thing. I think it's actually fish, like a fish cake. It's good. It's a bit on the salty side, but it'll go good with the kimchi. And let's check out what soup we got here. Some vegetables in there. Yeah, the soup's still warm. I think these are pickled mustard greens. Mhm. And that's like the perfect salty, sour type of mix. Everything tastes great. It's going to be another good meal. Super happy with it. And yeah, we'll check back in, I think, at dinner here. Or maybe if something goes through with that QR code that I'm doing, I might bust out the camera and record it. But anyhow, I'm thinking dinner is probably the next thing that's going to happen. So, yep, check back in a moment. All right, and we're back. That probably just looked like I just turned off the camera and then just turned it back on again. Dinner is actually quite late tonight. It's 6:20 right now, but I mean, they have till 6:30 to deliver it, so it's just the opposite of what I'm used to at, like them coming about 15 to 20 minutes early. I thought maybe I didn't hear it or I was in the bathroom or something, or I was working, and I went to the door and opened it, and I was like, oh, there's no food here. Closed the door back, came back, took off my mask, sat down, and then about maybe 5 minutes later, I heard someone like toss some food against the door there, so I knew it was finally available. That being said, let's go ahead and break into it. We got a soup. I've already, cleaned up everything and grabbed everything, so just trying to speed things up. The silverware, a half a roasted chicken, and 2 rice balls. The yogurt, which I will go put into the fridge in just a second here. And then 2 bottles of water. which is awesome. Something that's purple. I don't know what for. It's probably for the salad, maybe. It's like the dressing again. Okay, and then looks like another sandwich-looking thing. Some of the pickled daikon, melon, another. Maybe that's actually a lychee. I think I was calling it a rambutan the other day. It's one of the two. I'll have to look that up, and then I'll just put it on the screen. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Maybe they're just short-staffed. It's what, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So it's just a day in the middle of the week. Interesting meal choice this time around. Oh, so I was trying to get a QR code to work on my phone today. I don't know if I actually discussed this earlier or not, but the QR code is what you need to scan in when you go to a restaurant or a hotel or anything. It's kind of like a person tracker, and it wasn't working for me. I just emailed the company that did all my phone stuff. Apparently it's linked to ooh, that's sour smelling. It's linked to a national ID and not the phone number, which I thought was linked to the phone number. Because of that, I might not actually be able to get one. Not that that's a problem, I just have to write my name down. But I think I'm gonna have to do some YouTube searching. Oh yeah, looks like the potato soup that they typically give with more stuff in it. Sorry, I'm like breaking in and out of sentences here. What I wanted to say is I think I'm gonna have to do more YouTube searching on seeing how people are actually able to get that like search done or the QR code done on their phone so that all you have to do is go up and scan your phone. I did notice that on my quarantine app that I use for my check-ins, it does have a thing that says QR code in the corner of it, and I'm wondering if that's the one that I'm supposed to use, because it does have I think a number, which I don't know what that's associated with, and a telephone number that's my number, so maybe that's what I should use instead. But I'll have to look into that a little bit more before I'm actually confident about anything. But anyhow, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at what we got here. Again, this is the roasted chicken, 2 rice balls. That is definitely a dressing that's purple. It smells sour, so it's probably going to go good on the salad. Then we have the soup, which, as you can see, there's like vegetable bits in it this time around. And then we have a sandwich again. Looks very similar to last night's. Yeah, I think it is the exact same thing. We have these kind of pickles right here, fruit, and salad. Let's go ahead and crack into it. I will go ahead and start. Yeah, I actually don't even know where to start. I'll start like this. Take a photo of everything, yeah. So far so good for the quarantine though. Everything has been a-okay. I will say the food earlier upset my stomach. The meal that I had earlier, that like spicy beef dish. I don't know if it was that or the soda that I drank, because remember I replaced the drink that they gave me with the cola that I actually had, the Pepsi. That was in the fridge, and I don't actually drink cola all too often, so maybe that was it. But something really did upset my stomach, and I was spending some time in the bathroom, so hopefully we won't have that same issue here. I guess we'll only find out shortly, right? Other than that, I think a lot of people, their first couple of weeks in particularly when they come from America to Asia, suffer from stomach issues. And I have to say that I'm quite glad that maybe it's the amount of time that I've spent in Asia, or maybe it's the fact that I'm of Asian descent, but I don't really tend to have that many stomach problems, you know, knock on wood, right? That when I'm in any Asian country. That was the funny thing that we noticed the first week of Japan when I was living there. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try things with the chopsticks first, or yeah, with the utensils first, and then I will go into the chicken, because I think I'm just going to use my fingers to eat that. First was the rice. Okay, they actually cooked the rice with mushrooms in it, and that's really nice. Oh, I am mistaken. It's not just the same type of pickle. I don't know. I think this is a daikon. It looks like, in this lighting, it looks like a watermelon. It's a daikon. It's a little sour. It reminds me, oh, and it's a bit spicy. Wow. At that very tail end, it kicks. It reminds me of Vietnamese pickles because now I also have a carrot that was in there and still sour, but not as bad as not as sour as the daikon. Both of them are good. So I'm just gonna taste the dressing. Oh, that's like yogurt. That'll be interesting on the salad. Let me just grab a piece of cabbage here and dip it in there. Yeah, that's very dessert-like, I would say. And then here we have the soup. It is room temp. Huh, a little steam's coming off of it. I don't know if it actually comes off in the camera or not, but there is some steam coming off of it. Go ahead. Yeah, same potato soup. They just added vegetables this time in it. Tastes great. All right, I'll try the sandwich. Oh, it looks like an egg salad this time. It doesn't actually look like a the chicken or potato salad. It's totally an egg salad. That's solid. The mustard in there is really nice. All right, and then the chicken's straight up cold, which is okay. I could eat cold chicken, but this is probably the first dish where I touched it and the temperature to my fingers is actually cold. So let's see if I can get this leg off here. There we go. And okay, this is probably the first disappointing thing that I've eaten while I've been here. It tastes like someone just took a chicken and baked it. Like no seasoning, nothing, and it's a tad bit overcooked, which is ironic because it's cold. It's actually really tough. That's unfortunate. I mean, it was bound to happen, right? And maybe someone really likes it like this. It's just I'm not that someone. Anyhow, gonna throw the yogurt into the fridge and finish up my dinner here while I watch a bit of either YouTube or Netflix, and we'll check back in probably in the morning. I don't have actually all that much more to do. Just gotta finish off the night strong. Maybe I'll work out one more time before I take a shower and go to bed. But I mean, it's only 6:30, 6:40ish, and I'm surprised that the overhead announcement hasn't gone off yet. I think maybe the food delivered today was just really late, and so maybe it'll go off in like 10, 15 minutes here after I shut off the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and yeah, we'll see you in a moment.